Welcome to the training video on the self-propelled IMMOOS rescue carriages. We manufacture 4 different rescue carriages, approved for different cable diameters and inclines. The SS1 MGB for cable diameters of 12 to 60 millimeters and a maximum cable incline of 105%. The SS1 MGB Twin, also for cable diameters of 12 to 60 millimeters and a maximum incline of 105%. This comes with a second driving roller to minimize wear and tear. It is recommended for long, steep cable sections with a smaller cable diameter. The SS2 MGB for cable diameters of 30 to 75 millimeters and a maximum cable incline of 105%. The SS1 OGB, the version without a centrifugal brake. It is suitable for flat cable sections with a cable diameter of 12 to 60 millimeters and a maximum incline of 50%. Our rescue carriages may only be used on stranded cables. Except for the SS1 OGB, all our carriages have a centrifugal brake. This reduces the maximum speed to 1.8 meters per second. All of our rescue carriages have a handbrake that can be used to further reduce speed ahead of obstacles. The so-called dead man's brake must always be used when traveling. It stops the rescue carriage in case of incapacity. The hand wheel provides additional braking performance in steep terrain. It should only be tightened to the extent that the counter-pressure roller can still rotate at all times. When the rescue carriage is in operation, the maximum working load is 125 kilograms. When it is stationary by means of the dead man's brake, 250 kilograms is permitted. Full personal protective equipment is mandatory for the rescuer when using our rescue carriages. This includes a harness with seat attachment point in accordance with the EN 813 and a sternal attachment point in accordance with the EN 361. An adjustable lanyard of at least 2 meters. A second adjustable lanyard of at least 5 meters. An ascent and descent aid. A lanyard with energy absorber. A fall arrestor. A helmet for working at height. And work gloves. The rescue carriage is now adjusted to the desired cable diameter. Removing the lower ball lock pin on both sides releases the lower part of the rescue carriage. Where possible, this is inserted into the appropriate cable diameter so that the lower part of the carriage can still be moved. The lower part of the carriage is now positioned so that the ball lock pin can be inserted as far as it will go. The upper ball locking pins are inserted into the holes directly above from the opposite side. For cable diameters between 2 limits, the next size up or size down can be used in exceptional cases. It is important here that the handbrake lever is at least 2 to 3 teeth away from the upper and lower stop. This can only be checked when the device is mounted on the cable. The adjustable lanyard is usually attached to the rearmost eyelet of the rescue carriage. The rescuer lays the rescue carriage comfortably over his shoulder and is ready for the ascent. Secured, the rescuer climbs up the tower. Once at the top, he secures himself by means of the lanyard with energy absorber. The rescuer must always be secured in at least one point. The rescue carriage always remains connected to the rescuer by means of the shorter adjustable lanyard. This prevents the carriage from falling down. The rescuer puts himself in a comfortable position so that he can place the rescue carriage on the cable. The dead man's brake and handbrake must be fully opened. By removing the ball lock pin on one side, the carriage is released. The lower part folds out. The rescue carriage is mounted on the cable and tilted until the lower part comes to a stop. The ball lock pin is inserted again and the carriage is locked. It is important that the pin is inserted as far as the stop. The handbrake is now applied. It is now possible to check if the lever of the handbrake is at least 2 to 3 teeth away from the upper and lower stop. If this is not the case, the cable diameter must be readjusted. Once this has been checked, the carriage is fixed with the dead man's brake. The rescue carriage is now ready to carry the rescuer. The ascent and descent aid is hung from one of the free eyelets. The longer, adjustable lanyard is attached to the cable behind the carriage. To ensure that the rescue carriage can be operated in the best way possible, the shorter adjustable lanyard is shortened to the stop. The rescuer can now climb onto the descender aid. All carabiners must hang straight down so that there is no risk of transverse loading. The descent aid can be packed away. The carriage is now ready for traveling. The dead man's brake is always released before setting off. In most cases, the rescue carriage already begins moving. If not, the handbrake can be released by 1 notch. The counter-pressure roller of the handbrake lever must touch the cable during the entire trip. This is very important. The dead man's brake, on the other hand, must be held as far forward as it can go so that it does not touch the cable. It is not designed to reduce the speed. The rescuer now travels at a maximum speed of 1.8 meters per second to the vehicle. Shortly before reaching it, the rescuer slowly brakes with the handbrake. The dead man's brake is folded completely upward. The rescuer travels as close as possible to the clamp. The rescuer secures himself to a suitable place on the vehicle with the longer adjustable lanyard. In order to work optimally, the longer adjustable lanyard must be pulled tight. The shorter adjustable lanyard is lengthened. The rope shortener is now unhooked from the harness. The rescuer is now ready to descend to the cable vehicle. In order to travel to the next cable vehicle, the rescue carriage must be moved to the other side of the clamp. Back on the vehicle, the shorter adjustable lanyard is immediately reattached to the harness. The carriage is opened on the outer side by opening the ball lock pin. The lower part is opened as far as needed as to push the carriage past the clamp. The rescue carriage is tilted again so that it can be closed at the stop and secured with the pin. Important, fully insert the pin. The rescuer hangs the longer adjustable lanyard back on the cable and shortens the shorter adjustable lanyard to the stop. The rescue carriage is ready to travel further. Flat cable sections can easily be traveled with various accessories. When traveling along flat cable sections, the rescuer hooks himself in the middle eyelet of the rescue carriage. A hand crank can be used on short, flat cable sections. For longer flat cable sections and light inclines, a battery-driven hand drill with a corresponding insert can be used. Inclines of up to 36% can be achieved with our 4-stroke engine drive. In order for the motor to run smoothly, it is best started before being used. The The operating instructions for our rescue carriages provide further information. This film serves as an aid. It does not replace the obligatory training by IMMOOS specialists. IMMOOS, Evacuation and Safety Solutions.